So Gamescom 2021 just happened, and we got news about various things like a new Saints Row reboot. We got some gameplay for the new Call of Duty, and then stuff that I was interested in, like the a console release date for Insurgency Sandstorm. Finally, a Halo Infinite release date. Unfortunately, a delay for Far Changing Tides, which I'm looking forward to. Still no release date for Crossfire X, and no release date for Scorn, other than this fall. And then, of course, we come to LEGO Star Wars. Now, this game was announced 2 freaking years ago, and ever since then we've gotten little updates here and there. I think we had another trailer last year. Very, very little information about this game over the last 2 years. And after all this time, I assumed, oh, okay, the game's probably coming out this year, right? Nope. Unfortunately, it's been delayed until spring 2022, which is just a gut punch. But I want to look over the trailer again. I've seen it already, and I want to break it down. So here we go. Gameplay trailer 2. So here, well, I can hear the, I think this is the episode 7 trailer music playing. This looks like episode 1 here. It's got Padme, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan from Phantom Menace. Darth Maul with that head design looks new. I mean, I haven't kept up on the newer Lego sets, but I think that design on the top is new. It looks like a piece that clicks on the nub on the head, like a hair piece.
Promise me you will train the boy.
So the first thing you noticed is that's not the actual dialogue from the films, which I thought is very strange because, well, maybe not so strange. They got a bunch of voice imitators. Instead of doing what things like Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego The Hobbit did, where they just pull lines straight from the movie. Sometimes it didn't sound great. It would be like, sometimes the dialogue would just feel like it's stopping and starting because it's just been ripped straight from the film. Didn't flow right. So maybe it does make sense they just get a bunch of voice imitators. I don't know what that thing is that he's holding right there, but it looks odd.
Yes, master.
Okay, that didn't sound like young Ewan McGregor. Episode 3.
I was once a Jedi Knight.
That sounds pretty good.
Same as your father.
That whoever's imitating Obi-Wan there, or Old Ben, sounds good.
How did my father die?
I love that. Just the classic TT Games comedy. You got an old framed photo of young Obi-Wan with a drink hanging out with Commander Cody and the clones. Love that. So I'm going to pause it here. One thing I noticed with this game, yeah, it's running on a new engine, but the biggest thing that's noticeable is look at these cutscenes. Look at how detailed the actual Lego bricks are. You can see little like scuff marks on Obi-Wan's hair there, and even on like where his arm connects to his body piece. Like there's like aged. It looks like aging effects on the Lego, on the plastic itself, and even on the lightsaber right there. It actually looks grimy. It's very cool. Like, you never got that level of detail in the old Lego games. Maybe I assume it's maybe just for the cutscenes, maybe not the gameplay, but it's still very well done. I'd hope so. They've had a long time to work on it. Hoth.
Ready are you?
Yeah, see, they don't look as detailed there, but that's fine. They're cutscenes. Dagobah.
No, you are ready. The rebellion is reborn.
Okay, the guy talking right there is supposed to be Luke and TLJ, and I don't think it sounds like him at all. It's a really bad Mark Hamill impression. So you got the little markings on his hair, too.
The war is just beginning, and I will not be the last Jedi.
Yeah, I'm going to play those movies first, just to get them over with. I want to get those out of the way, and so I can start with... I want to do those first, and then so I can do 1 through 6 and end where, to be honest, it should have ended. The throne room, one of the worst choreographed scenes in film history. Endor. Look how brutal this Ewok is to this guy. He's jumping on his head. This is cool. This is the asteroid chase in Attack of the Clones, where Obi-Wan is now chasing Slave One, which didn't happen in the movie, but obviously they have to adapt it for a game. He was never... I don't think he ever even shoots at him, at Slave One. Seismic charges.
Reach out.
Looks like a third-person shooter at points. You know what's sad is the Lego version of these movies might actually improve them, which is incredibly sad. Okay, so this is the most important frame of this trailer, I think. So we had a open world sort of in Lego Force Awakens, where you had, like, I think it was like 10 planets maybe you can go to, maybe 8, I don't know. This is more than that. But so we have, and unfortunately it's like the Disney canon is like a cancer attached to the regular canon, because you have mixed in, you have like Lucas era planets mixed in with all the Disney stuff, which is unfortunate. But you have Agent Kloss, which was just pulled out of J.J. Abrams' butt for Episode 9. A lot of these were. Yavin 4, obviously. Kashyyyk. Kajimi, another one from 9. Cantonica. Don't know who would want to go there. Why would you spend the resources on making an open world Canto Bite? Like, seriously. Geonosis, that'd be awesome to visit. Camino, Tatooine, Dakar, Naboo, Pisana, Crate, which is just going to look exactly like Hoth. Dagobah, Utapau, Bespin, Endor, Ahch-To, Kefir, which, again, why not use more of the planets that are from old canon? Like, you could have had Ord Mantell, Kessel from Rogue One, or Solo: A Star Wars Story, Jedha from Rogue One, some planets from Mandalorian. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets with question marks, so I assume he just hasn't discovered them yet. Yeah, it says 0.2% for his progress right there. And you even got coordinates down there on the bottom left. So I think the most interesting ones to go to will, be all the, like, OG ones. Like Yavin, Kashyyyk, Geonosis, Camino, Tatooine, Naboo. It's going to be cool. I'm curious what the ones you can't see are. I am guessing they're probably Death Star, Death Star 2, maybe some prequel planets like Felucia. Now, I've heard that there's DLC for this game already announced, or like I think they've seen it rumored. And the rumor is that there will be Bad Batch, Mandalorian, and possibly Book of Boba Fett DLC. I hope at least there's going to be some Clone Wars and Rebels stuff too, because this is encompassing all 9 films, but I also would like it to include some of the shows, which are arguably better than some of the films. So let's continue. Okay, I doubt it's going to be that fast. Did you see how quick that was? He clicked travel and it was like instant travel. But you never know, it's a new engine, and it's the first next-gen LEGO game. This looks like Docking Bay 94. Riding a dewback. Why is Lando on Kashyyyk? I have no idea. And for some reason, Rey has a jetpack in this scene. C-3PO, something I thought I'd never see. C-3PO on an AT-RT in Kashyyyk. Okay. And I'm very curious to know how big some of these levels are, because if I remember correctly, if it's not like open world. Well, it's not going to be one continuous open world like Lego Marvel Superheroes, obviously. Because obviously you have to load the different planets and travel between them. If my guess is correct, this is very ambitious, but if I had to guess, each one of these planets is probably the size of the hub world on Lego Lord of the Rings. But think about how big the game would be if that's the case. You got like 15 planets and they're all the size of Lego Lord of the Rings. Because you had planet hopping in several of the games. One of them being Lego Batman 3, but those ones are pretty small. Like, very small. And then also you can see, I think there's a vulture droid up there flying. But let's keep going. You know, this character is so forgettable, I can't remember her name because that movie is incredibly forgettable. And then the planet I also don't remember. Or I think this is a moon of Endor. And as you can see, not everything is made of Lego. I know people want Lego to do that, where literally everything's made of Lego, and they did that in Lego Worlds. I just feel like they probably can't. And maybe they just don't want to. They want to have some realistic stuff in there, and then the stuff that you can break is made of Lego. It's always been like that. Play the entire saga. You mean the first 6 films? Yoda versus Palpatine in Episode 3. That looks really good. Look at the snowfall and like even the little snow effects on Han and the Tauntaun there. It looks so good. That's pretty cool. They kind of dabbled in this like third-person shooting in Lego Force Awakens, so I'm curious to see how that evolves. And I think the camera is going to stay behind you a lot of the time instead of being above you like in the classic Lego games. A couple shots I see that the frame rate's still bad, but again the game's still being worked on. Like something exploding and the frame rate looks pretty crap. But there's still months to polish. Naboo. There was Obi-Wan in the rain with Slave One. That's Takodano, showing how big some of these open world sections are. Like she's climbing the whole castle, and this is one planet. That is sweet. I keep pausing it too late. That is the what is that called? The goober fish or whatever that thing's called? No, not the Colo Claw. The first fish that chases the speeder in Episode 1. Now that would be a cool set. I'm surprised they never made that into a set. But this is why I'm glad they're remaking all the films, because you have technology's come so far in the past, like, 10, 15 years of these games, that the last time we saw Episode 1 done in these games was in Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga in 2007. Because they did it once on Lego Star Wars 1 in 2005 with the prequel trilogy, and then they did it again for 2007 in The Complete Saga, and it hasn't been done again since. So they can totally overhaul and do completely new levels. So this game's going to be massive. I mean, I don't have much to say about that scene other than it's not great. And then this is where I remember I was crossing my fingers watching this, like, please be this year, please be this year. And then I was like, ugh, just stabbed in the gut. Crap! And then Yoda has a quip about the boy not being ready and something about patience, and I'm like, oh, I get it.
Boy has no patience. He is not ready.
I am ready.
Wait, those clips sound exactly like the film. Hold on, let me see if that is lifted straight from the film.
The boy has no patience. He is not ready.
I am ready. Ben, I could be a Jedi. Ben.
Okay, I don't think that is from the film, but it sounds extremely close. And it is weird seeing Yoda's new Lego head, because I think at the time, that's another thing, is Lego is, besides the games, the Lego sets themselves have evolved so much over time that they've changed their methods on how they make certain minifigures and stuff. Yoda's head originally, back at the time of the first 2 games, was just solid plastic. Now I believe it's like almost rubbery, like silicone, so you can actually move his ears a little bit. So they had to change that for the game too. I mean, literally everything looks different. If you go back and look at the old clone helmets from Lego Star Wars 1, it used to be a black normal Lego head, just all black, and then they would put the white clone helmet over it. Now they have like fully detailed clone helmets, just like the Stormtrooper helmets, and they look really nice.
Tell him I'm ready.
Ah, man. That sucks. That's at least... that's Q2 next year. Ugh, that hurts. What I think is interesting, it still says WB Games, even though they are on serious... They're in serious financial trouble right now. I thought one of the big announcements at this event was going to be that Microsoft bought them. because they're looking for a buyer. Maybe that announcement is still coming. I don't know, but this is the only. This is gonna. By the time this comes out, it will have been, I think, 4 years since the last Lego game, which is the longest gap they've ever had. 2018 was the last one, and I think it was Lego DC Supervillains or Lego The Incredibles, one of those two, and I can't remember which. And here I was thinking they were going to make a Lego... I thought they were going to make another Lego Avengers for Infinity War and Endgame, but I feel like that time has passed. I also thought we'd get Lego Toy Story with all the films, because they had sets for them. And then also I thought, well, probably Lego Ghostbusters, right? Because we got the new film coming out, and then you had 3 other films. Well, 2, and then that film that shouldn't exist that's like an abomination. But I get it. It's all hands on deck for TT Games to finish this game. And they opened a new studio like a while ago called TT Odyssey. So they needed a lot more like manpower, I guess, to finish the game. Also, if you look at that cover, it's very telling to me that, like, look at all the artwork. The only, and I mean only, oh, actually, I was going to say there's none of the artwork in the background. Yeah, none of the artwork in the background is from the sequel trilogy. But there are 4 characters, well, Chewie as well, I guess, but 4 sequel trilogy characters in the front down there. And then the other 3 are OT, but all the background art is of the OT and the PT. And it says rating pending, but we all know it's going to be E10 and up. But that's about it. That's all I wanted to do is just break down that trailer. Are you guys as stoked for that as I am? And are you as kind of upset about it as I am, about it being delayed? Because, man, was I hoping to play that this year. Which film are you going to play through first? Because apparently you can play through them in any order you want, unlike the old games where you had to go, I think, in chronological order. And what DLC do you hope to see? Personally, I do hope that they have the Bad Batch, something to do with Clone Wars and Rebels, and Rogue One. There was a shot of Rogue One in the last trailer, I think. There's a shot of Darth Vader at the end of the hall, right before his scene in Rogue One. So that tells me that there's going to be Rogue One levels in the base game and not DLC. Alright, that's about it. Let me know what you thought about that trailer. Tell me if you think that the wait's going to be hard. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.